see here. Am I back? I think I'm back. There we go. Am I back? Okay, I can hear myself. That's good. All right, cool. Excellent. Um, all right. Oh no, it's a TJ. TJ Fox, you've redeemed gigantic cards. TJ Fox. Already? All right. We just got here. No, let me see here. No, it's fine. You're good. Let me also just double check and make sure that the camera, let me see here, the magic camera is working fine. Thanks for doing the trick list, Chan. Appreciate it. So there's a couple of tricks I may not be prepared to easily do tonight because I have misplaced some of my magic tricks. Okay, back. Whew. All right. So yeah, I like to do that because I cut. It's just easier for me to manage the VODs. So okay, all right. Let's just double check. Oh no, hold on. I have to make. I have to. Let me camera deactivate, reactivate, and then let me do this as well. Uh-oh. Hold on. Is this plugged in, first of all? Okay, this camera is plugged in. Is there anything covering this? No. Okay. Deactivate, reactivate. Nope. Okay. I'm going to forcibly unplug the camera. This is like the second time I've had to deal with this on stream. This is so weird. Replug. Okay. Adam07950. Welcome in, Adam. How's it going? Deactivate. Reactivate. There we go. I mean, guys, if you didn't know, Adam's bits totally helped the camera start working again. That's absolutely the reason, right? So thank you so much for the bits, Adam07950. And welcome in, Adam. How's it going? Good to see you. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to put on cheating gloves. If you guys have never been here early enough to see me put on cheating gloves, here's what cheating gloves look like. Cheating gloves. There you go. But Adam, how are you doing? Guys, Adam is a fan of movies as well. Adam actually goes to see things like game shows, movie premieres, theaters. So, no sound. What? No wait, hold on. Hello? Can you hear me now? Oh, no, no, okay. Oops, that was me. My cat lol says zero. Okay. I was like, wait a second. I didn't touch anything related to my my microphone. So, ban room. Adams says, jump on peeps for selfies regularly. Yeah, absolutely. So I've been good about taking selfies. I'm not very good anymore about sharing selfies because I take a lot of pictures. But I'm going to have to share some at some point. So I summoned a Nismo, says DJ Fox. E-Room says, my emotes are gone. No! Hopefully she arrives soon. Okay. All right, guys. If anybody wants to request any magic, feel free. The trick list is currently pinned in chat. And let's see here. Oh, and guys, you're not following our friend Adam. I don't know if Adam, you have streamed in a while, but that's okay. See, look, it says that it says you're awesome. See, anyway, so there you go. All right. All right, and don't worry, I do remember and see the giant cards emote. But while we're here, let's give everybody a shout out that we did um, from the Hades stream. So GipsonLens, if you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, if you're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man, if you're not following our friend Durkee Blaine, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats, if you're not following our friend Keo Demon, if you're not following our friend, and of course our raider E-Room, thanks for the raid earlier E-Room, if you're not following our friend Sydney, a.k.a. Coco, if you're not following our friend Happy Nightmares, If you're not following our friend Double Triple, if you're not following our friend Memloss, if you're not following our friend and mod Feldenkane, please give all of these people a follow. If you're not following our friend TJ Fox, and if you're not following our friend Kumatori, Charlie, thank you so much for the 38 Oh. Alright. Okay. I see. Alright. Let me find the Twitch. Okay, here we go. Boom. 38 months is wild, says TJ Fox. 38 months is wild. Once again, thank you so much for the resub. Alright. Okay, first things first. Yeah, get going, says Charlie Speeds. Alright, here you go. I don't know if you can tell. 5 of clubs. I'm going to go ahead and place the 5 of clubs here in the middle of the deck. Oh. Okay. Speed round. Okay, but I don't know if you know. When I snap, that's going to bring the 5 of clubs back up to the top. I know, that's super weird, but let me go ahead and grab this, take it, place it back in the middle of the deck like this. And importantly, if I snap, that will bring back up to the middle, from the middle up to the top. Man, I can't speak English today, but I can do the magic. That's okay. Look, I'm going to place it in the middle of the deck, and importantly, if I show you the top card right now before I snap, that's not your card, or the 5 of clubs. But if I snap, that will bring the 5 of clubs from the middle back up to the top. Now, this can be signed, if you guys didn't know. We can also have a card signed. Signed card. Okay, cool. Oh, stop! It's TJ Fox. I mean, no, I can't. It's a hype train, so... okay, but anyway... I'm going to go ahead and place the 5 of clubs here into the middle of the deck like this, perhaps. So we're just going to go ahead. Yeah, see, there's the stream elements thing right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and just give this a little bit of a shuffle here. Let's give this a shuffle here. And then we're going to do a crazy shuffle. We're going to shuffle face up and face down cards. I know, this is super crazy, but... So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the part where if you have OCD, you may want to look away because we're going to go ahead and push. Okay, we're going to push face up and face down cards. And I don't know if you can tell, but take a look. We have some face up, face down cards. Boom, boom, boom. It's all messed up. It's all in a jumble. But actually, here's to show you how messed up it is. Here's a back to a front. Here's a front to a back. There's a front to a back. There's, let me see. Okay, here's a back to a back, right? And so let's go ahead and I just realized that we are going to need the help of, I don't know if you know, but we're going to need the help of DeckSock to actually fix this, okay? Because, well, actually... Me's is what? What's that? Yeah, DeckSock right here. Boom. So the DeckSock, yeah, there's an emote for it. So the DeckSock is just gonna go ahead and fix this. Thanks for the heat map, whoever clicked here, because without the DeckSock, the deck would not look like this. Every single card is facing in the same direction. Every single card except for our one singular card. Can you imagine what it is? It is the 5 of clubs. Okay, let me go ahead and find all of the 5s really quick. I probably should just left that in the spread. So here's a 5, here's a 5, here's a 5. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn all of the 5s face up, but only one card at a time. However, if I was to hand you the cards, we just might do this, and that's not allowed because I literally just turned the card over. That's not magical. So here, I'm going to hold the packet, give it a magical twist. That magical twist will turn up one of the 5s, in this case the 5 of hearts. And don't break your gaze. This is the part that's going to get people. If I hold the packet, give it another magical twist, the 5 of hearts will turn itself face down, but the 5 of spades will turn itself face up. I know this part's a little bit weird because you don't expect it. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and hold the packet, give it another magical twist. 5 of diamonds will turn itself face up. Okay, now we have one more 5 to hit up. It is our 5 of clubs, but I think it's a little bit tired from the last couple of tricks because we've been using it a lot. So, look, even if I hold the packet and give it a magical twist, none of the cards will be face up. So, it's super weird, right? Even if we go 2 magical twists, some people are like, yo, Nam, you just gave it 3 cumulative magical twists. And to that, I would say, you could do arithmetic, Einstein. But actually, you know what? We have our friend the DeckSock here, and the DeckSock will be able to fix everything. 1, 2, 3, and... I don't know if you can tell, but now the deck sock has turned up the final 5, in this case the 5 of clubs. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? Yeah, with the deck sock, I know. All right. Okay, so TJ Fox says, someone get your name on a 5. Yes, I know, right? So let me go ahead and now use the 5s. We're going to use the 5s to find a card, okay? But we're going to need to have a card selected first. So let me go ahead and let's just stop here. Okay, so Queen of Spades. So remember the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades we're going to be using, we're going to go ahead and place the Queen of Spades right here. And we're going to use the 5s. And the 5s are going to go ahead and, so here is 1, 5, 5 of spades, 5 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 5 of diamonds. Now I'm going to go ahead and just wave my hand over, and 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but actually all 4 of those cards have become one card. And actually this one card that's sitting right here, if I spread, it will become 4 cards. I know that's super weird, right? But this one card is indeed our Queen of Spades. And that one card that was sitting here became all 4 5s. And that, my friends, I will call a successful hype train. Okay, alright, I can breathe for a second. Whew, the hype train is over. I'm actually a little warm from the hype train. We were going so fast. You guys were going so fast for me. So fast. Alright, thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man. Charlie's Beats. Go again? I mean, you guys could have kept the hype train going. But, I mean, I'm going to do them at a regular clip now. Thank you kindly for the fire tune in reference to the heat. You guys brought on the heat, guys. All right. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and thank everybody while we are here. Thank you so much to Adam for the 300 bits. Thank you so much for the resub, Charlie's Beats. And thank you guys so much for the support. Let me double check here, and I'm pretty sure Charlie's Beats has signed the ace. Oh, there's a card facing the opposite direction. There we go. Okay, all right. Charlie's Beats has signed the ace of spades. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me. Ace of spades, and then from Hades stream, TJ Fox. I believe TJ Fox has signed the queen of. Where is it? Queen of hearts. There we go. TJ Fox. Nismo, welcome in. How's it going? Nismo says, sup. Can I re-choose a trick? Oh, Magician's Choice. Oh, that's right. Magician Choice for the gigantic cards. Yeah, I didn't pull out the get gigantic cards because the hype train occurred yet. So, and then Picasso Aces from Chan. Oh, that was a random one, right, Chan? Yeah. So, guys, you're not following our friend Nismo. Please give Nismo a follow. TJ Fox, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Nismo. Let's see here. Nismo, I believe you have not signed a card in the new deck. Is that right? So we're just going to double check now. But if not, okay. All right. These are the ones that are open. I think she has one. Oh, you did in the last Twitch deck, but I think we changed it over, right? Hold on. We're just going to double check. That's not you. That's not you. That's not you. Yeah, yeah. So you did in the last deck, but this is the new deck. So yeah, if you would like to get your name on one of these, TJ Fox has gifted you a sub. There you go. Okay, And then in the meantime, let me go ahead and get my gigantic deck out. That's gigantic deck of cards, just to specify. I don't want anybody getting any ideas. By the way, if anybody has been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Actually, I should hydrate as well. I'm having peppermint cocoa tea tonight. I was feeling lazy, so it's actually tea from a pouch, not a. It's not loose leaf today. Sorry, guys. I actually was so tired that I tried to lay down to take a nap. I don't think I successfully did, but. Okay, Nismo says, 2 of hearts for my 2 boys. Aw, so cute. Alright, 2 of hearts it is. Thanks for getting that hydrate. And ads, alright, cool. So I can sign the card during the ad because both TJ Fox and Nismo should be able to see when I sign this for Nismo. Okay, here we go. NIS MO 37X 37. The X is capital. Here we go. 2 of hearts also a good card. Actually, most of the 2s are pretty good because I have a huge space right across the middle. So, all right. But once again, thank you so much for that gift sub, TJ Fox, for Nismo. Thank you so much. All right. So let's see. We need to do a trick with, let's see, eRoom's card because eRoom rated us earlier. TJ Fox because TJ Fox gave us a gift sub. Nismo, that's a newly signed card. Charlie's Beats because of the resub. Yay, the ad break is finishing now. Okay, so let's see. What is a trick that we can do with these 4 cards? Okay, I'm going to... Alright, so I'm going to do... Hold on, so this is what I'm going to do. Let me just open up my trick list here. So... I'm going to do the Magician's Choice first with these. And then we'll do a gigantic card, then I'll do Picasso Aces. So sorry, we're gonna move some stuff around in the queue just because I've already got this out. So okay, and then also I'm gonna stick a reminder in the queue so that I don't forget to do the gigantic cards. Gigantic cards. All right. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. So let's do that. Let's do this. It says my trick is still in the queue. Yes, I just moved it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. So first things first. These 4. Let me make sure we see everybody's name there. All right. These 4. They're great at pulling community members through from the ether. In this case, pulling Nismo. TJ pulled Nismo. But let's just find 3 other random community members. And these may or may not be signed yet, but let's go ahead and say the 3 of diamonds, 3D, King of clubs, KC, and Chan the Magic Man, QC. All right. OMG Chan, says TJ Fox. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have them all go into the middle of the deck. So here, Chan, we're going to put Chan kind of close to the face of the deck, so the front of the deck, so right here. Next, we're going to place the king kind of in the middle of the deck, so like here. Lol, says Nismo. And then finally, we're going to place the 3 kind of close to the bottom or the top of the deck if it's face down, but not too close to the top. All right. And so, and now let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a shuffle, just like that. Give these some cuts, but importantly, these 4 cards, great at finding other cards. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have Charlie's Beats jump in first, because oftentimes Charlie's Beats is in chat very quickly. So there we go. I don't know if you can tell, but look, Charlie's Beats has jumped down trying to find other community members to bring over. I know that sometimes ZD Major 7 raids in here, and I almost feel like Charlie's Beats may have had some initial influence over that. And of course, E-Room raided in today, and so there we go. And of course, Nismo is here because TJ Fox claimed to have summoned her, and so, and then of course we have TJ Fox. TJ Fox is going to be delving into the deck to try and find more people to come into chat, and I don't know if you can tell, but here we go. 1, 2, and 3. You might think that one of them is close to the top, but no. You might think one of them is close to the bottom, but no. TJ Fox says, "I claim you, Nismo." Is Nismo a Pokemon that you have caught? Okay, but look, whether Nismo is a Pokemon or not, if we spread now, you'll be able to see all 4 of them right here. Here's TJ Fox, here's Nismo, here's E-Room, and here's Charlie's Beats. And they happen to have 3 cards in between them. Can you guess what those 3 cards are? Because here we have the 3 of diamonds, the King of clubs, and the Queen of clubs, Chan the Magic Man. There we have it, everybody. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That is normally called Apex Aces, but instead of using the aces, we used our 4 signed cards. So there we go. And that was the Magician's Choice. Actually, this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, this, boom, this. Let me edit this to throw this in there. Let me do this and this. All right, there we go. Boom. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, TJ Fox, Nismo, E-Room, and TJ Fox 5 OMG! Nismo says, I mean, you kind of do control my whole life in Penn Island, so. What? Sorry, you say Penn Island. Something else immediately comes up in my mind. Alright. Okay. Okay, next up. Let's go ahead and do, you know what? Let's do the trick with regular cards first. So let's do Picasso aces, and then I will do gigantic cards. Yeah, so I am missing a packet of cards somewhere in my house. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere, but I don't remember where I put them. And there's like 4 tricks from the trick list in there. So I could still probably do them. They might not have the same impact. But yeah, so anyway, okay, normally I like to do Picasso aces as a closer, but today we're doing it closer to the beginning, and so we're going to do it now. Okay. So, first things first, we have a blue. Hold on, let me just spread that. There we go, much better. All right. Here we have a blue deck, but I don't want you to think that these aces came from this deck because these aces are not blue backed, they're red backed. So if I show you, this is the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and of course the ace of spades. Now with these 4 aces, what I want to do is I want to lay them all out, And we're going to go ahead and, let me see here, that's not the ace of spades, ace of spades. So we're going to leave the ace of spades up here, and we're going to magically get them to gather by the end of the trick. Gather together. Okay, and so here, let me go ahead and use a few cards as cover. And so here we go. Let's go ahead and place a few cards there, placing a few cards here, placing a few cards there, placing a few cards here, and squaring up. And now let's go ahead and move some of these cards. So first you can see the ace is still here, and you will be able to see it until I do the magic move. Here's the magic move. I grabbed the red ace and deposit it there and swap it with a blue back card, because now if I look through here, there's blue, 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 and if we look at the faces, there's no aces. Now we knew that there was one red ace here, but if I show you now, there's actually two red aces. Chan's like, what? Even though Chan knows how this trick works, I believe. So next we have this, and you can still see the red ace here, but it's not until I do the magic move, which is this. We're going to exchange it for one of those blue backed cards here, because now if I show you blue, 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 and if we look over here, there's no aces. Now before we knew there was 2 and 2, but now if I show you, there's actually 1, 2, 3 red cards and a blue one. I know, is that weird? That's super weird. And now we have this final pile, and some people guess that there's some shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say, yes, you are correct. You're watching a sleight of hand magic stream. What can you expect? Now, you can still see the ace from the back here, and you'll be able to see the ace from the front here, but it's not until I do the magic move. And so here is the magic move. I'm going to grab that ace and swap it with the remaining blue-backed card. And now if I show you, we have 4 blue-backed cards. And if I show you all of their faces, none of them are aces. And now, if we go back to this pile, because I did that swap, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 red cards, and they are the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and of course the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, is Picasso aces early. I just say early because normally I like to end stream with that, but we did it pretty early today, so there we go. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. All right, let me make sure I'm not revealing the secrets of magic. Okay, great. And then I will reset the trick, because if I don't do it now, I know I will forget. And actually, now that I'm doing live gigs, I have to be careful sometimes now. So, boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. So I'm still in the process of creating my secondary backup box, but now I'm missing some cards from my from tricks from my main box. So I'm like, all right, what do I do? What's a guy to do? All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Chan the Magic Man. All right, next up we have gigantic cards as redeemed by TJ Fox. Let's see, TJ Fox. Hopefully you're still there. And let me see here. What should we do? All right, first let me pull out the gigantic cards. All right, if you guys have not seen these before, here's a normal poker size deck of cards. So the Twitch deck, you've seen me use it. This is normal. This is how big the big cards are. And so it's about 4 times as big, roughly. It's a little bit narrower than that, but so that's how big these cards are. Okay. So let's figure out what trick I'm going to do. Let me see what the trick list is going to give me. And just hope it's nice. 4 burglars? All right. Can we do that? Sure. Oh, actually there's 2 jacks already together. 3 jacks? 4 jacks. Oh man. That was so magical that all of the burglars were together. I think I've done the 4 burglars with gigantic cards before. That doesn't feel like a brand new thing, but okay, all right. So, all right. Here's what we're going to do. Let me rearrange the jacks so that they're alternating. Who wants to be the ringleader? Let's make the jack of spades the ringleader. Okay, and so here we have the 4 jacks. Let me introduce you to them all. We have the jack of hearts. We have the jack of clubs. We have the jack of diamonds. And then we have the jack of spades. Now the jack of spades we will leave here just for a second. And then we have the 3 other jacks. I'm going to go ahead and place them into the middle of the deck. So this one is going to go here. So normally the story that I would tell, I'm not going to worry about the story because I'm just worried about dealing with gigantic cards here. But they're robbing a bank, which is why the trick is called 4 burglars. So that one's going to go kind of towards the bottom. This one's going to go kind of towards the middle. An ad break is starting soon. I have to beat the ad break. Hold on. This one is going to go towards the top, but not too close to the top. Okay, there we go. So now 3 different places. And then this one is going to stand on top of the roof and be the lookout. And then 3, 2, 1. They're all going to gather at the top and try and escape. And I don't know if you can tell, but look, they have all made it to the rooftop where they can get away in their helicopter. Oh, wait. This is a gigantic helicopter, so it would sound more like this. And that, my friends, is 4 burglars, but with gigantic cards. Okay. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. GipsonLens, E-Room says nice. Thank you for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, thanks for clearing that, Chan. And all right, so I'm not sure if that was good enough for the redeem. So I'm gonna place these aside. We'll do Michael Evader as requested by Keo, and then we will perhaps see the giant cards again. So, all right, but I will wait until after the ad break is over before we begin. So that'll give me a chance to set up. Let me see here. Boom. Boom. Okay. And I'm just going to find, let me see here. I usually do this with the 4 kings, so we're going to use the 4 kings. There we go. Let's see. Those of you guys who are not getting an ad break here, you can get some shuffle ASMR. For anybody who is wondering, as the ad break is finishing and people are coming back, I was giving the people who subbed some shuffle ASMR. Oh, that tapped the microphone. That probably doesn't sound very good. All right, Q has redeemed clear plastic cards. All right, the important question is, can I do this trick with clear plastic cards? All right. All right, yeah. Let's try it. Let's try this one with clear plastic cards. All right, so I was actually all set up to do this with the regular cards, but you know what? That's okay. So I was gonna use Kyo Demon Sign card because Kyo requested. However, Kyo has also redeemed clear plastic cards, and you know what? Let's use the clear plastic cards. So let's use, and you know what? We're gonna use the 9 and 10. Okay, there we go. King. So if you guys have never seen me use the clear plastic cards before, regular playing cards, clear plastic cards. That thinking look was perfect. So yeah, if you've never seen me use the clear plastic cards, I think a lot of people think that they might be able to see something, and to be fair, you can see almost through most of the card. So certainly at least half of it, right? Um, and so, but yeah, okay. So we're gonna be doing this trick, Mike Elevator. Let me see, Mike Elevator. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this trick. That's the thing. It's there. I've spelled it many times. I've always thought about calling it like Michael Elevator, but I feel like that's Michael Elevate. No, there's too many syllables if I say Michael Elevator. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and separate. So here we have three black spot cards, and then we have the four kings. And hopefully you would not. Actually, you know what? Because they're the clear ones and these are black, let's just use red face cards. Hold on. Let me just. I think this will be more clear. Pun intended, by the way. Pun intended. Okay. All right. Here's four red face cards. And then here's three black spot cards. And you would not, at a glance, mix these up, right? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and... actually, I'm going to leave the 1, 2, 3, 4. That thinking look was perfect. Oh, okay. Sorry. Um, Let me go ahead and do that again. I just the clear cards are actually throwing me off a little bit for the beginning of this trick here. All right, so here we go. Boom, boom. Um, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and place the four kings off to the side here, just like this. Oh wait, no. I did not place the kings down. The kings are actually, or the red face cards are actually here in my hand. Hold on. Okay, man. All right, there we go. So I actually need okay, there we go. So four red face cards over here, three over here, and let's go ahead and place the four kings, or sorry, the four red face cards out like this. And here, let me just show you that we've got these, that, and this. And these three are now going to descend upon our first red face card because let's pretend they're zombies and they want to eat the flesh of a human. So they're going to descend on that human. But I don't know if you can tell. However, the human will be able to get on top of the situation, and they're going to rise up to the top. I know, super weird, right? Same thing over here. The zombies will descend on this human because who doesn't like brains? But this human, also very intelligent, will also be able to get on top of the situation. There we go. Now, sometimes some zombies can think. So let's pretend in this case, these zombies decide to instead surround this individual red face card human, just like that. But as it turns out, that human can also escape. And I don't know if you can tell, but can that human escape? Do you think that human can escape? Because take a look. And then finally, the last one. I wasn't keeping track of which. So normally there's all four suits, but since I have red face cards. So this one is the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds happens to be a pilot. So the King of Diamonds is going to fly over all of the zombies and pick up all of the humans in the helicopter, leaving all the zombies over here in the dust. Okay, and I think from the magic perspective, that probably looked okay. I didn't really like my storytelling for that one, but I think it's just throwing me off because of the clear cards. So anyway, thank you for that request, Kyo Demon. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yes. Thank you for the mind blown, and thank you for the claps. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't think anybody should have been able to see anything there. I think everything was good. Alstro Art, good evening, crazy. SR Oil and Water. All right. You will certainly get oil and water. Which, by the way, I have to do a redeem with gigantic cards. Oh no, technically I did one, but I could do it again. Do you want to see the Alstro Art? Do you want to see regular sized or do you want to see jumbo sized? Is my question. Speed run? Oh, I don't think I can do speed run and gigantic cards. All right, we're gonna speed run. All right, we'll do it with regular cards then. Okay, jumbo size with speed. What? I cannot do a speed run Alstro Art with jumbo. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the speed run with regular cards, and then I will attempt to do a speed run version, or I will attempt to do a gigantic version. We'll see how well I speed run it. Okay. I'm not. I'm not expecting it's gonna go over too well. Um, all right. So let's go ahead and grab these cards. But Elstro Art, welcome in. How's it going? Good to see you. Um, so I just wrapped up my 2 weeks of 3 gigs. I did recap them last week. So this is like the first week in a while that I hadn't had a gig that I had to prep for. And what happened? I had to deal with a lot of like family stuff. So my kid was supposed to go to school 3 days out of the week, but she only went to school 2.5 because the first day she got a splinter in her finger from like a popsicle stick, and because they're not equipped to remove it at school, they were like, I need to pick her up or go get the splinter out. And I'm like, all right. So I picked her up. Okay, all right. Anyway, I'll continue the story after the magic trick. All right, so this is speed run. All right, so maybe I won't be telling the story as well, but we're gonna do it. All right, red face cards over here, black spot cards over here, and here's what we are going to do. I'm gonna go ahead and intermix the black spot cards with the red face cards. Black, red. Do it again. Black, red. Black, red, black, red. Give that a second. I don't know if you can tell, but black on the bottom, red on the top. And here's what we're going to do. Show you that all of the red face cards have floated up to the top. And boom. But, oh, were you not impressed? Not impressed? Okay, that's okay. Maybe you thought when I was doing the trick, I started with the black spot cards, and maybe that was not impressive. And so now let's go ahead and instead of starting with a black spot card, let's start with a red face card. So here, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, speed run, boom. They separate, and I don't know if you can tell, but here at the top is actually a red face card. At the bottom is black, top is red, bottom is black, top is red, bottom is black, top is red, bottom is black, and that, my friends, is the speedrun version of Oil and Water. Thank you so much for that request, Alstro Art. Okay, and now let me prepare myself for seeing if we can do this with jumbo cards. I know I could do the trick with jumbo cards, but I don't know if I can do it speed run. So maybe we will just make the attempt and just go from there. If I fail, I mean, that's part of doing a live stream, right? With magic tricks. Okay, alright. Thank you kindly for the claps. Kyo Demon, Elstro Art, and E-Room. Thank you guys. Alright, let's see here. Face card, black spot card. Yeah, I don't know how fast this is going to be, guys. Certainly not as fast as with the little cards. Certainly not. No way. No way. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Here we go. Red face cards, black spot cards. Okay. So, I'll leave these face down over here. These over here. I don't know if you can tell. But these are black spot cards. And we're going to intermix them with red face cards. So, black and red. Let's do it again. Here. Black and red. Black. Red. Black. Red. Give it a second. I'm not talking as much because I am trying to speedrun it a little bit. Bottom is a black card. Top one is a red face card, but I don't know if you can tell. All of the red face cards have floated up to the top. And then all the black spot cards, all the red face cards floated to the top. All the black spot cards sunken down to the bottom. Man, I misspoke there, sorry. Okay, and then second phase. Like, I'm not going to dilly-dally. You guys know there's a second phase when I do it. Okay, so perhaps you thought that it was easier if I started with black and then I had black sink to the bottom. So maybe this time I won't start with a... We're just going to restart phase 2. So we're going to from the top phase 2. Okay. Phase 1 I think turned out okay-ish, but... Alright. Here we go. Boom, just phase 2. Guys, it happens. Look, I'm trying to speed run with gigantic cards, okay? What can you do? Alright, so maybe you thought start with black spot cards and they sunk down to the bottom, and perhaps that was not as cool, right? And so maybe that's how you thought I got it there. No, so instead, let's start with a red face card. And so here we go, red face card. I'm very not happy with the handling of this, by the way. Boom. All right. And then, so also maybe now black. And then, of course, red. And then, of course, a black. red, black, red, black, boom, separate, okay. And now, if I show you, topmost top, red, bottommost bottom, black, topmost top, red, bottommost bottom, black, topmost top, red, bottommost bottom, black, topmost top, red, bottommost bottom, black. That is, I would say, a completed, though not flawless. So I was very unhappy with two things that happened before the the reset of the second phase. But otherwise, it was fine. It was fine. Thank you kindly for the gigantic claps, Alstoar, and thank you for the claps, Keo Demon. And thank you kindly for the noise, E-Room. Thank you for the claps as well. Alright, okay, and now hopefully that is satisfactory for the gigantic cards redeem for TJ Fox. So we got two tricks in there with the gigantic cards. Alright, 90-second ad break. Alright guys, here we go. I'm going to attempt to do the snap change with gigantic cards while the ad break is going. So for those of you who are subbed, you're going to see how this trick is done. It's not like I haven't given it away, but certainly when it's gigantic cards. So here's how big a regular size card is. So here's how big this one is. Alright, so this is how we do the snap change. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. There you go. That's how the snap change occurs. And so for those of you who are subbed, you can now see in real life, or quote unquote in real life, I guess, in live stream. All right. Wow, it's so big, says DJ Fox. Yep, there we go. And so I guess we count this as the third trick with the gigantic cards we did. So normally we would use our hand as cover, but with the smaller cards, you could easily hide it better, right? Nice one, says Hero. So let's go ahead and here we go. We'll show you with small cards. And here's what it should look like. Relatively clean. You could even do it. Ad break is finishing now? Okay. And so you could even change it with a little move. And then if you want to change it just a flick, we could do that. There you go. So everybody who's coming back from the ad break just got snap change with regular size cards. So, but now that you know how the snap change works, there you go. So for anybody who doesn't know what the snap change is, it's a color change. So a color change is a concept in card magic where you make one card change into another card. And I was just demonstrating one very specific version, but with gigantic cards. So there we go. But anyway, yep. So we did three tricks. So we did 4 burglars, oil and water, and then the snap change with gigantic cards. And then, yeah. Queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Now would be a good time. Let's see here. Also, anybody who's been sitting around for a while and you've not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Okay, let's see. Trick that I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and practice this one because I like to practice this one. You guys have seen me do it before, and you're going to see me do it again. So, coin matrix here. I'm going to go ahead and you know what? We're going to follow it up with the cardless coin matrix. So I'm going to get credit for that too. Keo has requested Trading Kings. Excellent. Thank you for that request, Keo. All right. these two tricks are not very long, so we'll get there pretty quick. All right, first things first, we're going to go ahead and cover each coin with a card. When we do that, there's a magical cloak that covers them, and then it transports them from corner to corner. I know, it's really tough to believe. And you know what? You're right. That's okay. You don't have to believe. I just want to show you a magic trick. 1, 2, 3. Next one. Here. From here to there. 1, 2, 3. From here to there. 1, 2, 3. Happens pretty quick. Don't blink. Now that was the version with cards, and now we follow it up normally with the version without cards. So here we have our coins, 4 different corners, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make it teleport from corner to corner. I don't know if you can tell, but here we go. 1, 2, 3 over here, 1 over there. And of course we've been doing our finale with it. So I used to call this the new finale, and then I realized I've been doing it for months and months, and now have I been doing it for like over a year now? So I just can't really call it the new finale anymore. Certainly the old finale. Just get a good stretch there. I don't know if you can tell, but now all of the coins have appeared here. And that was the coin matrix and the cardless coin matrix. All right. Let's go ahead and find the next thing here. Kyo, you there? Always. Thanks, Kyo. So, wanted to let you know that my friend is going to be coming over on Tuesday, and we're going to be playing paper magic. More paper magic. This is the same friend that came to visit me, but he moved away, so he has officially moved away. He has to come back to like wrap up the sale of his house and stuff. But oh, I actually moved my decks up here, which I can actually bring over. If we don't get any more requests in the queue, I'll bring a box down and I'll show you some old school untouched 60 card casual decks that have not been touched for probably 18 years. So, but anyway, as for this trick, all right, Keo, I'm gonna need you to choose 2 suits, one red and one black. So in this case, the red ones are either hearts or diamonds, so choose one of those, and then choose clubs or spades, one of those. In the meantime, I'm going to show you that here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 4 red-backed cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 blue-backed cards. Now, they're all kings, yeah, hence the name, Trading Kings. But hearts and spades. All right, excellent. So I just counted all the cards for you, and now we're going to flip over the hearts and the spades. One finger to rule them all. No, here we go. One finger to rule them all. Hearts. And we didn't set anything up. Spades. But not only that, would you believe, because, trading kings, that this king of hearts is actually the red-backed one, and this king of spades is actually the blue-backed one? Here, if you don't believe me, watch. Ready? I'm going to go ahead and grab this. There we go. That's the red-backed one. And this is the blue-backed one. But wait, not only that, not only did I switch them, um, that was actually all you could have picked, Keo, because I don't know if you know, the rest of these cards, I did lie a little bit. I said they were all kings. There's actually nothing else could have picked because there's no other kings here. And that, my friends, is Trading Kings. Spit take what? I know, right?
Just blew my mind.
Mind blown. Yeah, and you could have chosen any of the suits there. Okay, let me make sure that I'm not revealing any secrets of magic. And then I'm going to put it away into this packet. So for those of you who don't know, I have a bunch of tricks organized in these little packets, which if you're familiar with card games, I have a little sleeve and I have a card labeled Trading Kings and I put it in the card sleeve and now this packet is good to go for doing that magic trick. So thank you kindly for the spit take and the mind blown Keo, and thank you kindly for the claps E-room. All right, so currently, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any magic, feel free. In the meantime, I'm going to grab one of these boxes of old school magic decks. And Keo says, "Oh, I actually got a Commander deck recently." Keo, you're playing Commander now? Dude, Commander was my favorite format for a long time. So here's a long box of, I labeled it MTG decks, and I said creature, theme, and mechanic. And we open it up here. My God. So some of these I did like sleeve in the past 18 years, but for the most part, I haven't changed the contents of the deck within them. This one I sleeved recently, but let's go ahead and let's pull one out. So actually, let's pull this one out. Some of these actually, I think I took cards out because there's some blank sleeves in the front, so that tells me that I'm missing some cards from that somehow. But it's beautiful! Excellent. So this one is a Celestia deck, which is white-green. And so we have Celestia Evangel. So we create lots of tiny tokens. So White Weenie has never been so weenie without green. But I have a few beefcakes in here. So here's a 5/5 pro pro blue, pro black, pro red. Um, with yeah. And so here's more tokens and pump. Here's a 3/3 for 2 mana, which at the time was pretty powerful. I don't know. I think with power creep it's not as good anymore, but I mean it's still pretty good. It's a 3/3 for 2. So here's a Courier Hawk. It's a 1/2 flying vigilance. The fact that it's flying vigilance, it could still be a 1/1 with for 2. It's probably still pretty good. Here's a shiny card. Woo. And then most of these decks are not. So here's a Convoke creature. So normally costs 7 for the 5/5 trample, but you can tap creatures too to help pay for the cost. And so I could probably get this out on turn 3 or 4 if the token generation was pretty good. But yeah, so this is not very good as far as like a deck is concerned, but like this was like the casual level of deck that I was working with 18 years ago. Keo says, I made a green-white a Johnny deck that went hard, and I had that Dusk 5/5. So good. Yeah, right? Some of those 5/5s just for green-white. Because, like, green has a lot of big creatures, but they're pretty, like, mediocre. Or at least at the time. I think things have started to try and change now. All right, here's one that's on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. This one I made, I think, to piss everybody off. And so, um, which, by the way, this is a commentary on Magic the Gathering design concept, but this is a black-red deck. Oh, no, sorry. This is not the deck I was thinking of. This is a different one. All right, so this is black and red, but not the one I was thinking of, so I'll have to find that other one. So this one is just like control, and I deal damage by... let me find the hero of this deck. So this deck runs off of Spike Shot Goblin, which deals direct damage. And then here, so I give the Spike Shot Goblin +2/-1 using this enchantment, and then I can basically deal 3 direct damage for 1 red and tapping this. And so that's the craziness that is this deck. And everything else is just destroy creatures, clear the board, and make sure that my dude can live, hopefully. So, if it's not blue, you're fine. OMG, says Geodemon. Yeah. So like, the thing is, I do play all the colors. There are blue decks. I have blue decks. I have some really weird blue decks too. I think this deck is blue or has blue in it because I tried to put the sleeves. Yeah, okay. So I do blue mill. Oh, okay, I have a. I think there's a blue deck that I have that's a blue black mill deck, but this is a blue deck where. Oh, is this the infinite combo deck? Okay, this blue deck is an infinite combo deck. Uh, Actually, I think I milled here too, but it's So here's the crazy dude. So 5/5 for 7. Sorry, 4/5 for 7 flying, but you can return him to your hand for 4. But when he comes into play, you untap 7 lands. So you effectively tap 7 lands, play him, and then you get to untap all 7. And then you can return him to your hand for 4. So if you can make sure that the lands add more than 1, the 1 card combo says, yeah, right. I know that we're talking Magic the Gathering, but if anybody wants to see any magic tricks, feel free to request tricks. The queue is empty right now. But until then, I'm going to talk about Magic the Gathering. So we have Unsummon to do this cheaply if I haven't gotten the combo pieces. But yeah, GipsonLens also plays Magic the Gathering, and so yes, the 1 card combo. This by itself can combo with a lot of things. I have Scrivener here to get an instant back from my graveyard to my hand if I need it. I have Sapphire Medallion, which I think this has over time become more valuable because it's a colorless card that reduces the cost of a colored spell, and there's a cycle for all of the colors, but um, and then Brain Freeze. So this mills the top 3, but Storm. So for each spell that you play. So for example, I could play him. If I can play him 1,000 times, then I would mill 3,000 cards from your deck. Medallions have been reprinted, but they're still good. Yeah, it's still good. In response, Path to Exile. Yes, that's true. But then in response, if you have enough mana, you can return again. That's also why the Unsummon's in here. So you can you can be like, oh crap button, go to Path to Exile. I go to Unsummon. So, and then here's the thing that powers High Tide. So High Tide will double the. Well, it doesn't double. It just adds a blue when when an island produces mana. So the islands will then produce 2, or an additional 1 if it's another special island or whatever. But so then when you play this, you can tap half of your lands, or you can tap all of them, add all the mana to the mana pool, untap, and you have extra floating mana. So you'll always so basically High Tide and this guy should basically create infinite mana and infinite spells. Kyo Demon says we had a 3-hour two-headed giant game the other day. It was a hard fight, dude. I have not played two-headed giant in forever. GipsonLens says High Tide is still used in legacy combo decks. Yep, this is effectively a legacy deck, except that it's not good. Like none of my decks are like competition level. These are all like casual, but they're illustrating like you know this guy. I don't even use the black ability. I just use him to draw cards, and that's basically it. Seal of Removal is another way to bounce if I need to bounce Palancron in a bind. This is just a accelerate land. Here, Evacuation. This helps control creatures. So between Evacuation and Scrivener, you can basically lock the board of creatures because you can just bounce all the creatures to everybody's hand, and then you can play Scrivener again to get Evacuation back. So, all right, 90-second ad break. Cool. All right, excellent. So yeah, that's pretty much most of the deck, I think. Helm of Awakening, all spells cost 1 generic mana less to play. So this is old school, makes things cheaper. But as you can see, between the Sapphire Medallion and this, I can just make things colorless cheaper. So then I can still use the ability of Palancron. So I can still get infinite mana and infinite spells if I have like a threshold of a certain amount of mana. Q Demon says, now I just want to visit to play these decks now that I know how they work. Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, look, if you just want to talk Magic decks, I could probably talk about Magic. Oh, here's the thing that I added much later. So this was added probably later. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. If somehow winning against your opponent was not going to happen, you could just play this guy, mill yourself, and then win. So there is one card that I should put in here that isn't in here, but it's Words of Wisdom. It lets you draw two and your opponent draw one, but that way you can win on the same turn that you mill yourself. You don't have to wait until your draw next turn. Is that Innistrad? Oh, the Laboratory Maniac? Yeah, there's only one of those in here. Hold on, let me see. Yep, this is the first Innistrad. You're correct. I don't even know all of like the new Magic the Gathering expansions. All right, let me see here. This one's pretty mediocre. This is just a green beast deck, I think. Oh no, this is not just a green beast deck. This is a green deck. This is Stompy. No one does. There are too many. Yeah, I know, right? Right, Bert. It's all crossovers now. Yes, I'm aware. I was excited for a couple of them, and then Stompy Green. Yeah, this is Stompy Green. And then you know what they did? They released Marvel, and here's the stupid part. And I haven't gotten into online Magic because I don't know. I just haven't because I thought I would sink too much time into it. But you can have physical printed cards with Marvel things on it, but if you want to play with the exact same cards, they do not have the rights to have the digital version of the cards. So they created an identical, functionally identical set in digital land. And you have to now know, oh, if I want to make some deck that you have to map these cards between real and digital. I'm just like, that's so stupid. Oh, GipsonLens says, oh yeah, they fixed the rights now. What, they did? So they can actually have. Yeah, whoa, says the Q Demon. No way. I did not get the memo on that. That okay. If that fixes that problem, then I can't complain about that. Yes, the new Marvel set is just Marvel. Oh, oh, thank goodness. Oh my God. All right. Oh, yeah, I thought that was really dumb. But anyway, so here's what this deck just has a ton of pumps in it. So it has things like giant growth. It has things like sudden strength, just because this is a cantrip, so you can draw a card, even though it's really expensive. But I use insist to prevent a creature from getting countered and to draw a card. And here's the guy that powers it all. It's a 1/1 that can't be blocked except by creatures with flying, but he doesn't have flying. So Gibson Lens says, and they released the art for the old Spider-Man set. Gibson Lens, thank you for telling me that. That is a win, I would say. And then if they can block stuff, you have things like the Rocks or Pride of Lions, which deal damage as though it were not blocked. So you can get all of your damage in. And this guy's just a fancy pump if you make it that far. So yeah, this deck is really simple. I think it's mostly commons and like maybe three like rares. There's a few more copies, but like the Rocks is not expensive. It's been reprinted like 50 bajillion times. Actually, maybe one of the most powerful cards is a common, Taunting Elf. So, and we have Brawn in there to give everything trample if that's in the graveyard. So, Keo says, I play Gandalf the Grey while having my commander Captain America. They get a buff. Nice. Gibson Len says, I still like using the fake spiders. Nice. Sweet. All right, once again, queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any magic, the trick list is in chat if you want to request any magic. Otherwise, I mean, I could talk about magic all day. So this was just one box. Let me go ahead and pull out another one. This one is unlabeled. Oh, okay. Kyo has requested a trick. All right. Ugh. Let's go ahead and instead of doing this with the aces, because it's called shaking the aces, we're going to do this with the twos because Kyo has requested and Kyo has signed a two. So, okay. All right. So, um, here we go. We have the four twos. Now, with these four twos, the boxes they came in were fire. Yeah. Kyo Demon says, I'm sad they don't do fat packs anymore. Oh, my sympathies, Kyo. I mean, they have so many different product choices. I'm sure that there's a way. But yeah, I think just the price of like packs has just gone up. So, I mean, I don't think it matters what you get. The price would have been jacked up anyway. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and place this two of spades face up amongst the other twos, and you'll be able to see it if I do this. However, if I hold the packet, that should turn over the twos. I was about to say the aces there, and then I realized I'm doing the trick with the twos. So now they're all face down. But now, let me just go ahead and shake this. I don't know if you can tell, but now it's turned up, in this case, the two of diamonds. Now if I hold the packet, that'll turn up the two of clubs. Now some people think that I have to hold the packet with the cards face down, but actually let me hold this two face up, and we'll be able to, pun intended, we'll be able to, haha, genuine dad jokes. I'll be here all week, and maybe for the next 10 years, because, as I said, I lived in this house for 10 years. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shake this, and you'll see that that two actually changes right in front of your eyes. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now you can kind of see here's all of the twos that are face down. But actually, I want to show you how we magicians might turn up a card really fast. And not this one. I want you to watch this one, okay? And so 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but that's. However, I didn't just turn up that one. I actually turned up all of them. And there we have it. All four twos face up. That, my friends, is shaking the aces. Thank you for that request, Kyo. So actually, that's one that I don't do at gigs that often, because it's similar enough to the other ace ones. Thank you kindly for the applause, Kyo. And thank you for the claps, E-Room. Okay, 4 for one switch. Okay, let's go ahead and, you know what? We'll use the red face cards from earlier because they're already still clumped together. And of course, because Charlie requested, the Charlie's Beats signed Ace of Spades. It almost feels like I'm doing, like, if I just go through these at a fast clip, it almost feels like we're doing a speed run, right? So here, you wouldn't mix up any of the red face cards with Charlie's Beats, right? And so here we go. So what we're gonna do with Charlie's Beats is we're gonna show you how Charlie's Beats can be in many chats at once. And so here, you see that none of these are Charlie's Beats. Charlie's Beats is over here. However, if we think that Charlie's Beats is over here in this chat, that may or may not be the case because, I don't know if you know, sorry, Charlie's Beats is over here in this chat. Charlie's Beats is over here in this chat, but actually all of the people, Charlie's Beats is a mod, and all of the people have sometimes left, and sometimes you'll see them jump over here. And here's Charlie's Beats. And here are all of the red face cards. Sorry, I didn't do the story very well, but we're just gonna do that trick again, and I'm just not gonna. I'm just not gonna talk. I'm just gonna shut up. Okay. So, boom, Charlie's beats. Okay, and then so 4 cards over here. However, you really think that Charlie's beats is over there? Nope. Charlie's beats is over here. There you go. Ta-da! Okay. I did the magic fine. The story I felt like it just came out very jumbled. Came out, man. It's as though I've been talking English for like 1 year instead of 40. Okay, next up we have a trick. Lols. Thanks for that request, Charlie. Thank you kindly for the lols. KOD minute, Charlie's beats. All right. Next up we have revolver. Oh, I hope this is not one of the missing ones. Okay, good news, bad news. Bad news. Revolver is the missing packet. The good news, I can adapt it from this other packet. So, hang on. All right. Oh no, wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. All right, we got it. We got it. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh oh. And slow mo. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're gonna be doing revolver slow mo. Actually, let me just in case I refer to the slow mo, I'm gonna put slow mo in addition. So I so if I see this later, we're gonna remember that I did a slow mo. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we have 4 cards. 3 of spades. 4 of spades. 5 of spades. 6 of spades. We're all right, I'm just gonna tell this part. So this is a 6 shooter with 2 empty bullet holes or 2 empty bullet chambers, and so we're gonna fire off the third, fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth. So now we're going to fire the revolver. Just to note, this will be bullet chamber 3. But thank you for the bang. There's the 5, the 4, the 6, and the 3. Now we're going to fire the 4. Get your hand guns ready. Oops, I accidentally accidentally fired it too early. Here we have the 5, the 6, the 4, and the 3. Now let's fire the 5. Ready, set, bang. Good time. Bing. Room. Here's the 6, the 3, the 4, the 5. One more time. Chat. Gonna fire the 6. Ready, bang. Right here we have the 4, the 3, the 6, and the 5. You might. Okay, I'm just gonna do this story part in real time. So you might be wondering if we shot and got any bullets in there. And if I ask you what color the uniforms are, what would you say? Would you say blue? Because here's a blue uniform. Here's a blue. Here's a blue. And here. But did you know that each bullet drew blood? Because look here. Every uniform has red blood. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the danger of using revolvers. Okay, and now I'm just going to speak normally. There you go. All right, friends. That I will call a successful redeem. I'm not gonna lie. There are other tricks that I don't mind. That one is a kind of a long one. When you slow it down, I'm like, oh my god, I have to do this? Man. But we got there. We got there. I did like I went into like commentary mode to talk about the thing. But the good news is that it gave E-Room plenty of time to do the bangs for each one, like in perfect time, because it's just like even if there was like stream lag, would have been able to do it, no problem. So I was good. Kyo Demon says, I asked for it. Yes, yes, you did, Kyo. But you know what? I delivered the slow mo revolver. And it's not like Matrix or Wanted, those old movies where people are holding guns like this and just going slow mo. You know, but doing the slow mo sometimes, that was like some of that's like painstaking. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to speed this part up. Like, so, yeah. So normally that trick is done because I had, I did it with the 3, 4, 5, and 6 because I have my version revolver fully loaded, which is revolver but with 6 cards because a revolver has 6 bullet chambers. But I couldn't find it, so I used revolver fully loaded my prop for that instead. So, i.e., here's the packet. But if anybody wanted to see the legit 6 card version, I don't think I want to do that one slow mo because it'll just be longer, and the first like 6 phases are going to be the same ish. So, but yeah. All right, Charlie's Beat has requested polarization of light, and so we can go ahead and get ready for that. Ooh, wait. Do I have the The good news is that the ad break occurred during the entirety of less than one phase of the last trick. So I was like, oh no, there's going to be an ad break. Well, I'm not stopping the slow mo trick for it. So I'm just going to pile through. And then people came back even before the trick was over. So it was fine. Like, ooh, okay. I can actually use the props that I used in my YouTube video for the um, polarization of light. So first, let's go ahead and show you guys. So I have these cardboard things, and this is literally a piece of cardboard that came from an old game called Star Wars Destiny, which was a collectible dice game. And so the booster packs would have a bunch of cards and one rare with a dice. And this is what it was for. But I got 2 of them and I cut things around it so that we could I could do something with them. And I initially used it for this trick, which is called polarization of light. So it's a trick that I came up with. And because Charlie's Beats requested, let's go ahead and use Charlie's Beats signed Ace of Spades. So when we place the Ace of Spades into the middle of the deck like this, the card is not polarized in any particular direction. So we can easily see it whether I fan it this way, you see it right there, or if I fan it this way. Hold on. Or if I fan it this way. There it is. Okay. But here's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to use these to polarize the card. So here, we can polarize this vertically because this is, or I could polarize it horizontally. And so we're going to go ahead and polarize this vertically first, like so. So now this is polarized vertically. And so we're going to go ahead and place this into the middle of the deck here. And I don't know if you can tell, but now if I fan this horizontally, you won't be able to see it because if I show you, it's not easily visible. It's not that it isn't there, it's just that it's polarized vertically. And so you will be able to see it when I fan it this way pretty easily. Right. Hold on. Wait, did I not put it in face up? Is that what I did? Did I put it in face down? Because then you definitely won't be able to see it. Hang on, guys. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, okay. We're going to place it, we're gonna polarize it vertically once again. Okay, I'm placing it face up into a face down deck. Which, by the way, I did kind of do correctly, but there's some shenanigans with the cards, I guess. So if I spread through this way, you won't be able to easily see it this way. Okay, now if I fan it this way, is it just because this deck is new? Relatively new? Okay, let me fan it this way, because maybe we'll be able to see it. There it is. Right there, no problem. Okay. So that's vertical. So now let's go ahead and polarize it horizontally. So here we go. Polarizing it horizontally now. So when I place this in vertically, or sorry, if I fan this vertically now, you won't be able to easily see it. So even if we do this, but if I fan it horizontally, because it's polarized horizontally, you'll be able to see it pretty easily. There you go. And that is I don't think I messed up the magic. I messed up the presentation a little bit at the beginning there, but otherwise. And admittedly, I don't know if anybody's paying attention or if the camera could see it. I was really unhappy with it. One tiny, itsy bitsy, eensy weensy part of it, but otherwise, yeah. Okay. So that was Polarization of Light, and that's an original. I came up with that myself. It's based on a simple principle that I feel like isn't used as much as I think it should be. But thanks for that request, Charlie's Beats. Thank you kindly for the claps. All right, next up we have a request from Keo Demon. Oh, okay, all right, hold on. Is this... Guys, I found all the missing cards. I was like, wait a second. Is that in this box? Yes. Because I think this trick is in... Yeah, see, here's Revolver. I found it. All right, cool. Um, because I think Brainwave is in here. Yeah, that's why. Okay, cool. Well, we're good. I just needed to hang out and do a magic stream, and then I'll find all the cards. Okay. All right. Whoa! I mean, Keo, your request was magical because if you didn't request that, I probably wouldn't have thought to look for it in this very thing, and then I found it. So there we go. All right, Keo. I don't know if you've seen this trick before, but I'm going to need you to make a decision, and I don't want you to believe that I'm manipulating you into choosing any specific cards. But in a moment, I'm going to fan 8 cards face up, and I want you to choose one. If you think I can predict which card you will choose maybe not your second, but your third or fourth choice. You feel manipulated because let me tell you, the manipulation may or may not have already begun. Anyway, so all right, Keo, you have requested this trick. Here are the cards to select. Go ahead and select one of these cards. And I will show you that I knew which one you were going to select. And so, and it is safe to go ahead and tell. Oh yeah, okay. That's you. The heat map. 4 of diamonds is your choice. All right, excellent. 4 of diamonds, you say. I don't know if you know, but here, the 4 of diamonds. Would you like to change your mind? Actually, let me line this up so that the Heat map is directly on the four of diamonds here. Would you like to change your mind, or would you like to keep it? I don't want you to fall asleep tonight thinking, oh, I should have changed. But, so, would you like to keep? Yes, okay, four of diamonds it is. I feel the conviction in your heart and in the heat map, which I'm now going to consume. Uh, delicious. Okay. Four of diamonds. So I don't know if you know, but here, four of diamonds. I don't know if you know, every other card here happens to be a red-backed card. Every other card except for the four of diamonds. And that, my friends, is the 8-card brainwave. No, says Kyo.
You just blew my mind.
Thank you for the applause, Kyo, and thank you for that request, and thank you for the mind blown. Thank you for the claps. E-room. Sorry, I think Kyo, I think you needed to follow that no, and then you need to follow it with God. Sorry, that's a reference for any and all of the Star Trek fans out there. Ha ha ha, says Kyo. Uh, so yeah, there it is. That is in this packet called Brainwave. All right. Well, now that we've gotten all these in here, let's see here. Boom. Okay, this one is here. I can sort these now. Boom, boom, boom. This, because I was looking for this one. I was looking for this particular one. This one goes here. Okay. Ah, there we go. Now the box looks and feels full again. All right. I kind of want to do this trick, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and ace on top. I don't know if you guys have seen this trick before, but I like performing this one. And actually, this has been a hit with real life audiences too. So I'm like, because it has multiple like moments of magic. So okay, here we go. I have 5 cards here, and this is not so much a trick as it is a game. The name of the game is Ace on Top. You can read the title of the trick if you're. But I just want to show you that we have the Ace of Diamonds, the 2 of Diamonds, the 3 of Diamonds, the 4 of Diamonds, and the 5 of Diamonds. Now, I want to show you a magical move in a moment, okay? And in that moment, we're going to go ahead and do something magical. Now, this stack of cards magically likes to correct itself. And when it corrects itself, it always puts everything in ascending order. So here's the magical move. Watch close. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you guys see it? That was the magical move. So now I ask everybody normally, what card's on top? And everybody who doesn't believe me just says the 5. Everybody who is paying attention and does believe that the magic happens, here, it's the ace. Because the name of the game is Ace on Top. Now, what follows the ace? If I take the ace out, what's on top now? Is it the 2? Yeah, it's the 2. What follows the 2? Obviously, it's got to be the 3, right? 3. And then what follows the 3? The 4 and the 5. Now, at this point, people who are very trusting. Oh, ad break is starting soon? All right. You know what? We're going to do the first phase of this, and then we'll take the, the ad break. What card is this? I think a lot of people who don't trust me would be like the 5, but partially trust me. Who don't really trust me, maybe the 4. But anybody who's been paying attention and playing the game, is this card now not on top? Because look, this card is the ace, followed by what? The 2, followed by the 3, the 4, and the 5. Right? Right. Okay. All right. So that's the first phase. Actually, I'll leave these face up. I won't break away, and I'll wait for the ad break to start because I don't think I can fit the rest of the trick in between now and when I think the ad break will start. So, but if anybody wants to see my little packet for this, boom. I mean, I guess you don't need to see the packet because you can see the trick name and the creator right there. So, um, all right, 90-second ad break has begun. All right, so in the interim, those who are not in the ad break. All right, so here's that box of Magic the Gathering decks. Let's go ahead and open up and let's pull out. Let me see here. Here's here's one. So this one, okay, you're gonna love this one for anybody who's in Magic. This one's a crazy aggro combo deck. So it's blue red, and I have cards like this, which give red, which makes them red, gains haste until end of turn and draw a card. I have counter spells. I have impulse to search for combo pieces. I have this to mana fix the signet. But I have this plus 4 plus 0. And then telling time, search for combo pieces. Alright, but the most important thing to look for, oh, here's accelerate, which is give haste and draw a card. Let me see here. Oh, here's plus 3 in red, so it's giant growth in red. Let me see. Where's the main thing that you're looking for in this deck? There's 4 of them in here. Yeah, right here. Precursor Golem. So this is a 5 cost 3/3 artifact creature. When it comes in, it creates 2 copies of itself. But if any of the golems are targeted by anything, copy the spell and target all of the other ones. So this is not +3/+3 when targeted. This is +9/+9 effectively. And these cards, whether you have a haste or not, doesn't matter because you're going to draw a card. You're going to draw 3 cards for 1 or 2 mana in red. All right, cool. The ad break is finishing now, so I think everybody's slowly coming back. All right. For those of you who uh, did not have ads, you either got to see Magic the Gathering cards or were subjected to Magic the Gathering cards, depending on whether you like Magic the Gathering or not. Um, Ancestral Recall, says GipsonLens. I know, right? That's kind of what the intent was, because I'm like, ooh, Precursor Golem. Hey, it copies the spell and targets it. This spell says draw a card on it. The card could literally just say draw a card, and I probably would have run it just as long as I could target a golem with it. And I would have put it in the deck. So it was beautiful, says Kyo. I know it's so yeah, it's so good. When I surprise people, it's like, yeah. So now it copies this and this. So all of my golems now have haste. But not only that, I draw 3 cards. It's just like it's crazy. All right. So we just did the first phase of Ace on top. So now we're gonna do the next phase. So here, and they're also red. I know, crazy. So importantly, what card's on top? I didn't do any magic here. So if you're paying attention, it's the ace. Now if I take the ace and I place it in the middle of this packet, see it's not on the top, it's not on the bottom. But if I go ahead and I snap, that will bring the ace up to the top. Now if I take the ace and I place it kind of in the middle, this is clearly where the ace should not be. Right, it's going in right here. If I snap, that will bring the ace from the middle back up to the top. Now if I take the ace out, what card follows the ace? It's the 2, right? And so now if I take the 2, but I place the 2 furthest away from where it's supposed to go, which is here. If I snap, the 2 should come up to the top of the deck. I know, super weird. Now, would you believe that we could do this trick with the cards face up? Now, here, we'll just give these a little bit of a mix. So, in order to do this trick with these cards like this, the 2 and the 5 have to swap places. The ace has to jump all the way up to the top. The 4's got to take over 1. 3's got to jump in the middle. But we just have to do one thing, and that one thing is, let's find the ace. I'm going to slide out the ace and place it on the top. And now the trick has completed itself. Because the packet self-correcting. Now, we know that the ace is on top because I just put it there, so that part's not magical. But what follows the ace? It's the 2. What follows the 2? The 3. What follows the 3? The 4. And what follows the 4? The 5. And at this point, that's how I get a whole room full of adults to count to 5 with me. Boom! Now, my friends, is ace on top. But yes, so thank you kindly for the claps and the lulz, Kyo Demon. And let me see here, ace on top. That goes here. Okay, cool. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. Oh yeah, so I call that deck my Precursor Golem deck because the whole deck is basically around Precursor Golem. So the unfortunate thing is if they target Precursor Golem with like a kill spell, it kills all of them. So it's very fragile. But that's okay. If you in response target it with the draw card, it will still get you'll still get to draw your cards. So impulse card trick. Charlie's beats. This one's hard. All right. Let me see here. Pretty sure I have this though. There we go. I mean, I found all my tricks now, so there we go. Okay. Cool. Impulse card trick. All right. Boom. 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 Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, I think out of most of my card tricks, the two. So I think in the past, for anybody who's paid attention, and I think you guys may have known, Hitchcock Aces is probably one of the most technically intensive card tricks. So that one is, and then I would say this one is probably up there as far as because the thing is, when I learned this trick, I'm like, oh, there's like two things in there that I don't do or I can't do very well. And so I had to readjust them, and so I had to work around the difficult sleights. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this easier version of the sleight. So even when I do this trick, I'm not doing this trick the most difficult way that it could be done. So, so there we go. All right, impulse card trick. So here we have 4 jacks, 4 2s, but um, I want to introduce you to all of the 2s. So here we have the 2 of spades, we have the 2 of diamonds, we have the 2 clubs, and then we have the 2 of hearts. Now, let me show you that if I just go ahead and I snap in this trick, that will turn one of the 2s face down. Now if I snap again, that will turn one of the 2s, another 2 face down. Now if I go ahead and I snap again, that will turn another 2 face down. And now if I go ahead and I snap one more time, that will turn all of the 2s face down. But I didn't want to do this part with the 2s. I actually wanted to do it with the jacks. And so let me go ahead and I don't know if you can tell, but now these have changed to the 4 jacks. So if I show you jack, 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 jack. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now here's the interesting thing. You would think that if the jacks are over here, then maybe the 2s are over here. Or if you thought that the 2s were over here, the jacks would be over there. And the important thing is that they would be in separate piles, right? But actually, let me just show you that they are interwoven. Not only, though, are they interwoven, here we have the 2 of diamonds, and it happens to be paired up with the jack of diamonds. Here we have the 2 of spades, it happens to be paired up with the jack of spades. Here we have the 2 of hearts, that's paired up with the jack of hearts. And of course, the 2 of clubs is paired up with the jack of clubs. But not only that, I don't know if you know, when we did the trick, all of the cards were blue backed. However, I don't know if you noticed, during the course of the trick, all of the twos, their backs changed to be red. And that, my friends, is an impulse. Which, by the way, Impulse was one of the cards in one of the Magic decks. Did we request this because it had the word Impulse in it and we saw a Magic the Gathering card called Impulse? Is that the reason why it was requested? Which, by the way, if we did, I don't. Charlie's Beats. Do you play Magic the Gathering? I don't know if you played Magic the Gathering. I don't know if we've ever discussed this. No. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Thank you kindly for the claps. Keo Demon, E Room, Charlie's Beats. Yeah, so in one of the Magic decks over there, there were 4 copies of Impulse. I don't think I showed all 4 copies. I just showed like 1 copy, but yeah, that was funny. That's funny. Keo Demon says, "Got to call it. I will be lurking. Lol. All right, thanks, Keo. I actually think I should probably do last call as well because it's probably past. Yeah, it's 12. I've been doing magic. Actually, right at this very moment, I've been doing magic for 2 hours because I played Hades until 40. So, cool. All right. Kisogo plays. Welcome in, Kiso. How's it going, guys? You're not following our friend Kiso. Please give Kisogo plays a follow. Hope you've been well, my friend. I've been mostly pretty well, Kiso. Oh, I don't know if you know. I don't know if I mentioned this in anywhere or whatever, but I've I've been unemployed for a while. So, um, yeah, I'm just doing. I've been doing magic gigs to try and get money. So here we are. But how are you doing, Kiso? Oh no, I didn't hear. I'm so sorry. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, I'm in tech, software engineer, so it the industry is brutal right now. I hope you find something soon. Actually, Kiso, I don't know if I've been doing okay. Like I'm doing good. My wife's still working. Her job has the benefits. I'm not bringing in zero because of magic gigs. So Kiso says I'm good. Still in the motherland. Ha! Awesome. Yeah, I've been doing fine. I'm It's actually last week I said on stream. It's basically been my 1 year anniversary of being unemployed. So it's been a year. So no, it's okay. I'm doing good. Oof, says Kiso. Yeah. Between the AI overlords and the tech company. Yeah, glad you're here. You're doing good. Yeah, yeah, I've been doing good. It's all okay. It's okay. Thanks for the hug, Bert. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, I think like I don't know if I so I've been thinking about when September rolls around, I'm not gonna have like my kid's gonna be going to school full time. I was thinking about just streaming like as a full time job. I know I don't do a very good job of doing it now, but I'm not treating streaming as like a full time job. So I'm still streaming, and right now I'm having fun while streaming. So I'm not like stressing out about it. So we'll see if I end up doing that. But if I do, I mean, maybe you guys will see me online more often. Who knows? But I don't think it'll happen before September. So yeah. Kisogo Play says, "Well, since you aren't working, why not give it a shot and see if it works for you?" I mean, so what I've been doing was so Kiso in the past year, I've done a lot of home improvement projects. I've done demolition in my house. We got a room replaced. I saved a bunch of money for doing demo myself. I I created an Android app and I got it to the Android App Store. So if you search for this app called the Word Displayer on Android App Store, you will see by Nam, that's me, and that's my app. So I created an app. I got my magic business, so I never did a magic gig for money prior to losing work. But then I lost my work, and then I'm like, let me see if I can get some money from magic gigs. So I started doing magic gigs, and now I have a magic gig business basically. I have and the last gig that I talked about on stream last week, that I ended up getting 4 reviews on Gig Salad from that gig. So it was a super good gig for reviews. Um, so, oh snap! I'm looking it up right now. Yeah. Oh, the good news is that if you're on Android, the app is free. I created it with the intention of helping basically a kid that he's like 2 years old, but he wasn't speaking, and so the parents, my friend, took him to a speech therapist, and the first one didn't know what to make of it, but then they brought him to a second one, and the second one said, "Oh, well, he may not speak that much, but he can read," and I was like, "Wait, what?" He was 2, and at the time, he's 2 and reading words like elephant and pancake. And at the time, my kid could not read those words. I think my kid can read those words now because the past like 6 months, my kid has been read. But like this was a 2-year old kid able to read like compound words. I'm like, what? And so yeah, wow. I have a I have a podcast on my YouTube. By the way, I started a new YouTube channel. I've been kind of slacking on it, but um, I started documenting just some random stuff that I'm like, oh, I just want to tell people. But if you want to hear about, um, let me see here, the episode about why I created the app in the first place. The kid was diagnosed with hyperlexia, and so if you don't know what hyperlexia it is basically when a kid can read way above the expected level that kid can read. So here's the hyperlexia episode. But then I have 2 episodes where I talk about vibe coding and getting an Android app to the Google Play Store for the first time. So those are also on the Nom Notes channel. So if you want to listen to that too. But anyway, yeah. So I've been busy. I haven't been doing nothing. But my next project, I have been slacking off. I need to create a website. I'm in the middle of creating it now. It's not a software developer issue, it's a product issue, but since I'm the product person, I'm not as good a product person to be like, oh, I want this for my website. And it's just like, okay. But yeah, I just have to decide and then I can implement it. um, but yeah, it'll be a website for me, for my magic business. And so that's the next step that I'm lacking. I also started creating a media server so I could stop all of my video subscription services is basically the plan. So we're starting to do that too. But anyway, wow, I just kind of went over like what I did for a year, which I'm proud of, even though it didn't really bring in much income, but it's interesting to know that I have options. I also yeah, so now we're in the ad break, but yeah, we have random jobs. Kisogo Play says, "Thanks for catching me up. You should be proud. You're making things." Yes, I'm proud of myself, and I am making things. So I'm not stopping. Although I was a little lazy the last few weeks. Lazy is maybe not the correct word because I was focused on doing live gigs, but other than that, should be able to get back to it this week. So still creating. All right. Oh, as for magic, oh yeah, let's last call for magic. Um, I don't know who can hear me and who else is here. I know some people have lurked probably to go to bed, but oh yeah, hold on, let me see if I can open this. So I went to a concert. It's like one of the local concerts, and there was a guy from a bank, and he was giving out promotional items, and the promotional item he was giving out were decks of cards. So I'm like, wait a second. So locally near me, there are branches, and I think they're more widespread than just here, but like maybe not the whole nation, but maybe just my region or whatever. But he was handing out decks of cards and being like, "Oh, hey, I'm from Key Bank. I'm giving these things out." So the bank is Key Bank. I figured it was pointless to hide the fact that it was Key Bank because I am going to show you the box. But look, Key Bank, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're giving away these decks of cards, from Key Bank." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "Oh, I could always use decks of cards. I'm a magician." And so we leave it, and I see him like leaving maybe about a half an hour later, and I'm like, I wonder if he has some more decks. So I go over to him, I do a magic trick for him, and then I'm like, "Do you have any more decks? I'd be willing to grab another one." He gave me another deck, and so we now have two. The good news is that I am a sucker for new decks of cards, so I love decks of cards regardless. And unfortunately, these decks I don't think are really suitable for using for Magic. However, ha, yeah, oh yeah, I even have his signed card here. Uh, he signed a nine of diamonds, so yeah, from my deck. But anyway, let me just show you this deck. So boom, and then so here's the backs. The backs are basically. I assume that this means 200 years of banking service. And then, so it looks kind of like standard, but like the artwork of all of the cards and the pips are narrowed. Like they look squished compared to like bicycle standards or really most other standard decks of cards. The new deck order is not truly new deck order because it's supposed to be alternating. It's supposed to start with spades, then diamonds, and that's supposed to go from ace to king, and then the second half is supposed to go king to ace. So, but yeah, I didn't change the order of these. Actually, I might have changed the order of this card, but this card might have been here or there. But anyway, and here's the two jokers. So, but now that we have, I can give this the inaugural shuffle. So I was waiting to do this on stream because we give the inaugural shuffle of decks on stream. So the feel of newly opened deck is so nice. All right. The good news is that it doesn't feel as cheap as they could have. But the card stock is actually thicker than what normal card stock should be, and it doesn't feel like it could be as flexible. So I don't know if I could bridge these uh, more than a few times without them starting to show. Let me see some wear. No, they might be good enough for that actually, but yeah, they definitely feel thicker. Okay. All right, but that is this deck of cards, and I told that story, and now honestly, you may not ever see this deck again unless you specifically redeem premium deck of cards and I somehow have it behind me and I pull it out. But otherwise, there we go. We do have a request from Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the request. Let me go ahead and grab the back illusion, which is what I've been calling this trick. Okay, Kisoko Play says, I was watching a Ben Seidman video the other day and he did a deck rearrangement that I'm still mind blown about. Haha. Oh, okay. Kiso, there's a few tricks where yeah, if you do deck rearrangements, there's usually three primary ways to do it, and they're all mind blowing to a spectator. So they're all good, yeah. But yeah, so I was able to meet Ben Simon for the first time in January. I only got to speak with him for like maybe 40 seconds, but yeah. Skill involved is insane. Yes. No way. Yeah, yeah. I went to a um, magician convention in January called Magifest, and so basically, the world of magic is very small. So like, I could walk up to a bunch of like world class magicians and just say hi, and yeah, so he seems so wholesome and quirky. Lol. So like this was one of the large North American magic conventions. I think it's probably like the third or fourth biggest in North America, but like there were 1,000 people attending, and that's considered a pretty big like magic convention, magicians convention. Um, as opposed to sometimes what I'm used to going to is like Gen Con, which is what I'm going to at the end of July. And that maybe has like 60,000 people. So it's drastically different. All right, anyway, so here we have Ace of Diamonds. Here we have the Ace of Clubs. Here we have the Ace of Hearts. And here we have the Ace of Spades. Now, if I take the Ace of Spades and I place it over here, Gen Con is Atlanta, right? No, Gen Con is going to be in Indianapolis. If I place the Ace of Spades over here and I just rub, you'll see that perhaps we are going to go ahead and change the color of the backs, because perhaps you thought the color of the backs were blue. They're actually not blue. So I don't know if you can tell. Even now, this one, it appears red, 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 and of course, red. Now, here's the interesting thing though. When I spread these out, I want you to just guess. Would there be 2 blue, 2 red backs? Would there be 1 blue, 3 red? Or would there be 3 blue, 1 red? And I don't know if you know, the name of the trick is back illusion. And there aren't any backs because there weren't any to begin with. So if I show you, they're all blank. If you were here, I could hand these out. These are inspectable. And so there you go. All right. So if anybody didn't know, I'm going to Gen Con. Gen Con is one of the largest North American board game conventions in North America. Is it the second largest? I don't remember. It's either I don't think it's the largest, but it might be the second largest in North America, next to Origins, I think. Which surprisingly happens in they both happen in like the same general regions. Like I think Origins happens in like Ohio, and this one happens in Indianapolis, Indiana. So thank you kindly for the claps. E-room. Speaking of which, E-room. I'll send you a message. I'm gonna be staying at a hotel 2 or 3 blocks away from the convention center. So if you want to meet up E-room, I'll probably be there. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-room and Charlie's Beats. All right. So fun thing, my friends came over for lunch last week, and we did an escape room during lunch. So it was like an escape room in a box called the Exit the Game, and there's a lot of these, so you can find a lot of different adventures and stuff. When will you be in Indy? E-room. I'm going to be in Indy. Let me see here. Should be starting on Wednesday the 29th this month to Sunday, August 2nd. To Sunday, August 2. Okay, so E-room, that's when I will be in Indy. Well, I'll be traveling most of Wednesday and Sunday because I'm going there and then leaving. But I'll be there pretty much all day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, C Films, welcome in. How's it going? Hello, how are you? I'm doing well, C Films. How are you? Guys, you're not following our friend C Films. Please give C Films a follow. I'm doing well. How are you doing, C Films? Good to see you. Welcome in. I was actually getting ready to end the stream soon, so if you would like to request a magic trick. Currently, the queue is empty. I did do a last call, but I haven't closed the queue, so if you want to see something, if you want to see something and you don't want to pick, you can just do random. Exclamation point random should have the bot put one into the queue. But otherwise, I will definitely have a finale trick, and we'll go from there. But let's see here. C Films has requested a trick. Excellent. Let's see. Wednesday till when? Oh, Wednesday until Sunday. Sunday, August 2nd. So I'll be there for basically 3 full days, and then like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, and then I probably won't have time the other 2 days, but let's see here. Okay. Do you have a trick with jokers? I mean, I can do many tricks with some jokers. So, um, yeah, let me throw some into the queue. I'll do your request, and then I will do some tricks with jokers. How's that? Sound good? Yeah, I'm not like in a hurry, so that's fine. No worries. Let me see. Let's do. Oh yeah, this one I'll normally do with jokers. Do that one. We do this one. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get ready to rumble. All right. So, all right, I pulled out the four kings. Let me introduce you to them. We have the king of spades, the king of hearts, the king of clubs, and the king of diamonds. Now, with these kings, we're going to do something interesting. We're going to go ahead and show you that they have an interesting property. I'm going to go ahead and turn up two kings face up, and we will leave two kings face down. If I close this up and turn the packet over, I think you'll see that you would expect two kings face up, two kings face down when I count through this packet. But I don't know if you can tell, all of the kings will now be facing the same direction after my snap, because if I show you, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards all facing the same direction. Now, we're going to break a rule of magic. I'm going to go ahead and do the same trick twice. So here we have two kings face up, and then we have two kings face down. Close it up, flip it over. If I snap, all of the kings facing in the same direction. But what if I didn't want to do this trick with the kings? What if I wanted to do this trick with the aces instead? So I'm going to hold the packet, give it a twist, and I don't know if you know, I just turned one of those kings into an ace. And if I hold this packet, give another magical twist, that twist will turn another king into an ace. And even if I give it another couple of twists, let's just make them all. So we have the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And now some people are wondering, wait, where are the kings? Well, let me just show you. Some people think that perhaps the kings are here on the top. Some people think that the kings are here on the bottom. But we actually did change places with the four aces, because if I show you, all four kings are here in the middle of the deck. And that, my friends, Eroom says, cool, got it. All right, awesome, Eroom. All right, that was that one. Next up, let's go ahead and do a couple of tricks. Actually, we are going to, yeah, we're going to do it in this order. All right. Next up, we have a trick. I'm going to go ahead and take these two jokers out. Now we will need a card selected. Let's pretend the Four of Hearts is the selection. This could also be signed. But these jokers want to find the Four Hearts. but they're going to grab a card that happens to not be the Four of Hearts. So now I'm going to cut them into the middle of the deck, and the thing is, they could have any card in between them. Any card except for one. What's the one card that they can't have? They can't have this one, right? And so I'll just show you that the jokers aren't near the top, and there's no joker on the bottom. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the Four of Hearts, place it on the bottom, and then we're going to cut it into the middle of the deck. But once it gets in the middle of the deck, the jokers will be able to move through the deck, and now they're slowly going to find their way to triangulate and capture that Four of Hearts. Now, if I show you, this part is not that surprising. If I spread the deck, you'll see that there's two cards face up. Two jokers. That part's not surprising, because I put the two jokers in there. There's a card in between the two jokers. That part's not surprising either, because we put a card in there. But what card couldn't it have been at the time when I put it in there? It couldn't have been the Four of Hearts. Now, if you take a look at the rest of the deck, there's no Four of Hearts. And remember, the Four of Hearts could be signed. And when I do this in real life, it is normally signed. But I can show you, it is the Four of Hearts. And that, my friends, is a trick with the jokers. And we do have another one coming up, but I'm going to wait until after the ad break before I start the next trick. Good timing. I finished. Excellent. E-Room says, nice, nice, nice. Thank you kindly for the claps and the nice E-Room. Appreciate it. All right. I'm almost done with my tea, too, so good timing. All right. I think I know what I want to do for my finale, so let's go ahead and do... I'll put this in there. All right. Cool. So, let me... So my hope is in the next maybe 2 weeks or so, I'm going to rearrange this shelf behind me so I have more. Basically, what I want to do is I'm going to clear out a bunch of the board game cards that are here. I want to put most of what's underneath the camera and my computer here back there, and then I won't have to have as much of a mess here. And so that's the hope, and then everything will be behind me. So yeah, that's the plan. All right, the ad break is finishing now, so I think people should be coming back. Okay. All right. Okay, next up is a trick called, it's known as Two Card Monty. It was made famous by David Blaine in his special Street Magic, but it is actually an Eddie Fector trick called Be Honest, What Is It? So here we have, I'm just going to use this box mostly as a platform. If you were here, I would actually ask you to hold your fingers out like this, and you would basically clamp the cards like this, okay? And so, but without having a set of fingers, I'm just going to use this as a platform. So, name the game, remember which joker is on the top. So, there's a black joker and a red joker. If you don't remember which one's on the top, let me just show you. So, if I have the red joker, you must have the, right, black joker. I'm going to show you how magicians would swap out a card, okay? So, what they do is they would slide it in between your fingers, and then what they would do is they would line it up exactly and pull out the other one. Okay. Now, if I have the black joker, you must have the right, the red joker. And so here I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and show you how magicians will do it at speed. So I'm going to swap it once, swap it twice, and then place it here. Would you be impressed if the black joker is on the top and the red joker is on the bottom, or would you be more impressed if the red joker is on the top and the black is on the bottom? Well, okay, C Film says red. Red, okay. All right. Well, I don't know if you know, but remember, black. That's okay. C Films, I know that we thought that perhaps the jokers were here, but remember from the last trick that the jokers wanted to find the four of hearts. And so, if we take a look, these, and if you were here, I would have you just turn your whole hand over. And look, they found the four of hearts and the other red four as well. And that, my friends, is another trick with the jokers. I know, what? So this one is super surreal because it's a complete change of two cards into two other cards. And I love this because I was able to write a secret message on two cards for a couple whom they were celebrating like their 44th wedding anniversary, and it was like her birthday. And I had a secret message, and so I just swapped two cards. It was like two queens or something. And then at the end, when I told her to flip her hand over, she flipped it over. She was like, "What?" And there was just a custom handwritten message that I wrote for their wedding. So crazy, yeah, super fun. All right. So I think with that, I think barring any sort of like last minute raids or anything, I think that's going to be a stream. So we'll do the outro and then we'll do the finale trick. And also for anybody who has not been here for the finale before, I don't like ending on a trick that I mess up on. So if I mess up on this finale, we're gonna do another finale trick. But all right, so let me go ahead and close the queue. And it's now that time. Thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for everybody who interacted with the stream. Thank you to whether you chatted in chat, requested a trick, did a sound alert, clicked on the heat map, did a redeem. We had a bunch of cool redeems today. So we had like a gigantic card redeem, we had a clear card redeem, and so we did a bunch of cool tricks with those. Um, Thank you to all the lurkers out there because magic is one of those rare art forms where if I'm practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. Magic has to happen in your mind. Thank you to everybody who supported the stream today. Thank you so much to eRoom for the raid. He actually raided during the Hades portion of the stream. Um, so thank you, eRoom. And then thank you to everybody who supported. Thank you for the resub from TJ Fox. Thank you for the resub from Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the bits from Adam07950. Thank you for that hype train. Which, speaking of which, and if anybody liked the hype train from earlier, the hype train music is original from GipsonLens. Guys, let's give some mod love to our mods. So GipsonLens, mod here, but also is a composer, pianist, video game developer, and movie critic. And so the Hype Train music is one that I combined two versions of. And I literally combined them like this in like a very archaic audio software. It's not very professional. So, but I did my best. I did my best. But it's called Expanse. So if you ever hop into Gibson Lens's piano stream, you can ask for Expanse to hear the real one. Guys, we're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man. Please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, fellow magician on Twitch, does magic on Magic Mondays. So give him a follow, and you might be able to catch him doing magic tomorrow. Oh, Kiso says, "Glad I caught you. Rest well, and hope you and your fam have a great day." Thanks for stopping in, Kiso. Take care. Good seeing you. Um, and we'll see you later. And also, if you're not following our friend and mod Felden Kane, please give Felden Kane a follow. Uh, Felden Kane, Variety Gamer, does also cooking streams, doing some other streams as well. C Film says, "Thanks for the magic tricks. You're welcome." see films. My pleasure. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, I interrupted that the to thank people. So during the hype train, and then after the hype train, thank you to TJ Fox for the gift sub to Nismo, and also thank you for the bits for the gigantic emote Alstro art. Pinecone, welcome in. How's it going, Pinecone? Good to see you. I was doing the outro. Guess you. Well, there's going to be one more trick because I do a finale trick. So we will do one more, and then we're gonna. Actually, if I mess up the trick, we're going to. I don't like to end on a trick that I mess up on, so we might do another one. So you can either hope that I mess up on it, or if I do it successfully, it would be one banging trick, right? So, but welcome in, Pinecone. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Um, let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah. For anybody else who, if it's your first time here, you haven't seen me before, if you want to see more of me, you can check out my YouTube channel. I have over 360 magic tricks on my YouTube channel. Check it out. If you want to see more of me and you think I'll be on Twitch, I have mostly been streaming a couple times a week. So Sleight of Hand Sunday, which is solid on the schedule, and then just a random day, maybe to play video games or something. Um, but you can hang out in the Discord to see when I go live, or you just follow me here on Twitch. Pinecone says, "Doing all right, thanks." All right, glad to hear you're doing all right, Pinecone. Notwithstanding industry processes for things, or yeah, schedules are hard. Yeah, schedules are hard. Or notwithstanding, medical stuff. So, um, but yes. So let's see what else. Did I cover everything? Oh, everything that you saw here today. None of it was black magic or sorcery or deals with the devil. It's just blood, sweat, and tears. So anyway, all right. I think with that, I think that's thank everybody. We did mods. Okay, cool. All right, and so here we go. Finale trick, and if this goes successfully, we will find somebody to raid. Blood magic. We did talk about Magic the Gathering earlier today. You could argue that that is blood magic. All right, so I have a packet of cards here. Here we have, this is a six of diamonds. Here we have a queen of clubs. Now I have uh, four other cards here, but you'll see that these look normal from this side. But if I flip over the packet, they look weird because there's backs on both sides. Actually, all of them except for this one. This one's a little bit weird because this one is blank on this side. However, the rest of the packet has a very strange property, and so if I show you that this property, let me go ahead and grab this six. Let me go ahead and hover this packet over this six of diamonds. When I do that, we're going to reflect the six of diamonds. Not only that, but if I go ahead and I reflect, you can see that all of the cards have turned into six of diamonds. See, one, two, three, four. But here's the strangest part about this packet. Let me reflect this over this queen of clubs. And when I reflect it over this queen of clubs, I don't know if you know, but all of the cards have turned into queen of clubs. Here's one, two, three, four. Is that strange? That's strange, right? That's a little bit weird. Now you can still see at this point that the packet still consists of queens of clubs, right? But let me take this weird card, and it's not until the blank side hits face up, because now all of the cards become blank. One, two, three, four. And now some people wonder, hey, can I see the backs of those? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Here's one, two, three, four. And that, my friends, I will call a successful finale. And you know what? We'll get you a little bit extra. And I normally just stop the trick there, but like some people think, oh, he must have 16 cards. This is the thickness of the packet. So there you go. Ta-da! So yeah, you guys got a little bonus. I never showed the thickness of the pack. Don't ever show the thickness of your packet. Oh man. Pinecone says that would come in handy at some card games. Yeah, at this point, nobody ever wants to play like real card games with me. I think. I mean, I can play card games with those who know me because they've known me for years and they're like, oh, okay, I would not cheat at a card game where there's like no real stakes. Um, but uh, I have had a friend once tell me, all right, hey, can we play, can we play poker and you can cheat and use whatever you, and I'm like, okay. So I did not, and here's the thing, right? If you're gonna quote unquote really cheat, you don't want to cheat at every single hand because then it becomes too obvious, right? You just cheat at what? You just cheat at like a few hands that are big to win, and then that's all you need. Like it just gives you enough of an edge. Why am I giving gambling? I don't even do gambling demonstration tricks on my channel. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. How do we get into this anyway? Oh, because Pinecone said that would come in handy at some card games. So, but anyway, yeah. So that would be why. But anywho, all right, and that we will call a successful finale. And yeah, haha. Thank you kindly for the claps, Pinecone. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. All right. And let's go ahead and see who's on. Find somebody to raid. We're not on as late as we were last time, so I don't. But I was also tired before stream, so maybe it's a good thing we're not going super late or anything. Um, but my intention is that I did like playing Carrion on stream, and so in that game, maybe one or two more sessions, I could probably beat the game based on the average number of hours everybody said they beat it on how long to beat. So probably a couple more sessions of that. I have been playing more Arc Seed off of stream, and I understand the game a lot better now, so I might be more willing to play that and not seem like an idiot. So, all right, cool. So let's see here. Who is
Take on the rat,
on?
take on the rat.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I didn't have my audio muted. Oh, weird thing. Before stream started, I was like, let me just see what's on YouTube. I happened to jump into a YouTube live stream that was streaming my college playing in a finals StarCraft 2 match. And I'm like, what? No way. I didn't realize these were broadcast on YouTube. So it's super, super cool. I'll have to see if I can find like the replay of it later. I'll probably post it somewhere in the Discord, but it's only for people who care about watching StarCraft. Oh, we have a handful of good targets. Let me see here. Oh, actually, there's somebody I want to. Oh, I think if they're. Hold on. Let me see how long they've been going. Somebody I'd want to raid. Holy crap, they've been going for a very long time. Let me check my stream spreadsheet. Yeah, I have a stream spreadsheet. If that's not surprising. Have I never raided this person? I don't know if I've ever raided. So I think maybe we have to raid over there. Which they are playing a video game, and they've been playing this game. Green Guy Music asks GipsonLens. No, I see. Oh, actually, I see Green Guy. Hold on, let me see what's Green Guy doing. Is Green Guy doing music? Green Guy is doing music. Let me see here. When was the last time we rated Green Guy Music? We haven't rated Green Guy Music for almost a year, actually. um, and ad break is starting soon. Oh, jeez. Actually, yeah. Let's. You know what, GipsonLens, you've convinced me. Let's go over to Green because this. I don't know how long, and they're playing a game. I could probably. It looks like they're probably uh, streaming more often, so I should probably have more of an opportunity to raid them. So yeah, let's go over to Green Guy Music. All right, if anybody wants to come along for the raid, here's a raid call. Here's a sub raid call. The raid target is going to be Green Guy Music. And then let me start the raid. And let me copy my own raid call. So Green Guy Music is a pianist, musician. I had a chance to meet Green Guy Music at TwitchCon. Um, in 2023. So let's go over there and say hi to Jeffrey. All right, guys. Oh, we're in an ad break. All right. Rating out during the ad break. Sorry. Okay. All right. Take care. Stay hydrated. Remember to stretch and get good sleep. All right. Okay, everybody, remember to stay hydrated, stretch, get good sleep because as we all know, it's really hard to get good sleep nowadays. Everybody, take care. Great seeing you all, and we'll see you around. All right. Bye.